needs money to do one project or the other. They have to beg France for their own money, for their own fund, their own money. And now France require them to supply them the financial report of the country. And when they give it to them now, they will approve. Okay, we are not going to give you $2 billion. We are going to provide you with $200 million, and they will, these people will take it as loan. Oh, Chineke. They will take it as loan, their own money. They lend them their own money at a commercial interest. Have you seen this crime against humanity that the West is committing against Africa? Do you see? Do you know why we are talking using Niger and Mali as a point? Anywhere Biafrans, it doesn't matter. Yes, Niger was deceived to support Nigeria during Biafra war. They brought soldiers, yes. But any people that we see that are fighting for freedom, we encourage them, because we Biafrans, we are attracted to freedom. We are freedom ourselves. We are Republicans. In our families, you want to build a house as when you grow up, you have to move away from your father's house in order to build as the second son, third son, from the third son, from the second son. You understand? It is not that you are moving away from your family, but that spirit of freedom, that is who we are. We have the only people that have autonomous communities. But they will not tell you this. So we Biafrans are freedom. We are freedom ourselves. Only that we entered one chance, Nigeria. And Nigeria to try scatter. To try our nice system of natural, local, traditional governance, and scattered it. Do you see where our problem started? So wherever we see, we have been encouraging even Hausa to rise up, to be free. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, even ordinary Almajiri, ordinary Fulani, he wants a Fulani to be free from their feudal masters. They are Torobe Fulani people, Fulani lords that are lording it over the ordinary peasant Fulani. Even if Fulani want to be free today, we support them. That is who Biafra is. Do you understand? That is it. So we must continue in what we are doing. We must continue. Now, there is one news, because they always have a willing tools, as I said before, in Africa. They too much. They are waiting. Guns for hire against their own people. There's one, he said, Niger coup, former rebel leader moves against coup plotters, aims to reinstate ousted president. You see that? All is in making money and being powerful, loading it. Now, he say a former rebel leader and politician in Niger, Reza Agbola, has launched a movement opposing the military government that took power in a July 26th coup. Do you see that? Do you see what the West are doing? Do you see? They have the money. They splash the money which they stole from our countries. Now they look for willing tools that can do the job. Instead of America coming direct to attack Niger, instead of France coming, because they know that if they bring out any military from any white military, from America, from any Western country, it will even galvanize African population more in order to rally around the Niger. You understand? After all, ask America when they what happened between in 1967, 68, 69, I think. The Vietnam War. What happened? They ran away. They ran away. Cambodia, the same. Indochine. France, the same thing. In Afghanistan, they ran away. That is it. So, what they are not protecting. They have to use one excuse in order to come in. Oh, democracy. No, we want to protect democracy. Oh, you protect democracy, and the people are poor, and you are happy mentioning it all the time that they are poor. You have your free of charge drone base, the largest drone base in the world, American drone base outside America, in Niger. They are having field there, no control, no payment, everything is free of charge. And they are mining their uranium, giving them 5%, giving the government 5%, and having a heyday. And no, you have to stay in democracy. Who democracy have saved? Which country? Which country? Without the European violent revolution, there wouldn't have been advancement in Europe. You understand? Without George Washington using violence in order to liberate themselves from the grips of British colonialism, oh, you wouldn't have had America today. Do you hear? So let them spare us this rubbish they call democracy, with which a cycle upon cycle of deception, putting their puppets in power all the time. That is what they call democracy in Africa, and we are buying it. Is Tinubu not democratically elected in Nigeria? Oh, democracy. Kamala, Joe Biden, they are rubbing with him because they know they have to use him. That's all what happened. That's what happened is not even election. It's just simple selection. But for America, it's democracy. After all, British Katrina Liang that time, he confirmed it. The small things happen, but it's democracy. It's democracy. They praise you. And we continue suffering. It is now or never for Africans to rise up. Rise up, about colonialism in Africa. About colonialism. That is down with colonialism in Africa. We shouldn't continue, this crawling, kneeling down all the time, dying in desert in order to go and we go to Europe. They will be acting like our saviors. Oh, we save the children. We save 1,500 immigrants that are dying in desert. Drowning. Oh, you see them. Camera will always focus. Oh, they are saving us. Always they are saving us. Why not we ourselves save ourselves and stand firm instead of this shenanigan? I'm telling you, the West, what they are doing. That is why we need to get help from anywhere we can. After all, during the American fight for their own liberation, let me tell you, if not for France, America couldn't have been liberated. UK would have caged them till today, let me tell you. So, there must be a powerful country that will be backing you. That is it. That is why Africans now, they are now facing East, facing Russia. Because we have been westernized for how many years? All we get is laughing at us as a poor country. We don't have this. Whereas these are the people that are causing our misfortune. Oh, they want to see us all the time landing in their borders, in their seaport, in their airport. As some Nigerians, whether 4 of them, or how many of them, went to Brazil, stowed away to Brazil. They took risk, I think, for 13 days. And they showed the whole thing went viral in the whole world. Oh, that is the story they want to be saying, telling about us, or running away from misery in Africa. But we are democratic, aren't we? They impose democracy. What help is democracy? This useless democracy they put in cycle upon cycle of selecting puppets, Western puppets. Remember the revelation of the high-ranking military intelligence officer, along with me, if I'm not mistaken, that said they have to convince the American CIA for Buhari to be the president of Nigeria. I will never forget it. But you were flexing your PVC. Oh, we are the people voting for. We voted. We are voting our PVC card. That is That is the democracy they want in our land. So that we continue that they continue bringing aid. If they have goods in Italy that's maybe medicine that remain maybe 1 week to expire, they ship it to Africa. So animals, ship it to them. They will announce it in CNN everywhere. Oh, Italy have brought aid, different aids worth $50 million. You don't know that these are expired materials that will cause more harm Do you understand me? That is what they want. The story of Africa, they want always. Africa that needs help. Africa that is miserable. The poorest countries of the world. You know, that is the story. If we, but America, they are there in Niger with their high technology drones and war materials. Why not establish a factory there? What of France that is mining uranium, using it to power their nuclear plants, having 24/7 electricity? Why not at least build a nuclear plant for electricity for Nigeria Republic, so that at least they give back at least 0.5% of what they are taking? But these people are heartless. You know, Africa, no going back. Oh, you see this Biafra restoration, no going back, and African liberation, no going back. We must kick out all these people we call politicians in African soil that are serving the West. And let me tell you, military coups that are supposed to be going on in Africa, it's not all these old generals, because they are the same thing with the politicians. Not all these old major general, brigadier generals. No, no, no. You know, little boys like captains and all the rest, like the Burkina president, the youngest head of state in the world, whether 32 years, born 1988, 1988 or 37 years, if I'm not mistaken. Do you understand? These are the people that don't care about death. You know, Thomas Sankara was 30 something years when he took power. Because all these old generals, they took power is the same thing. They are with them and politicians are the same thing. All the generals, they are the same thing. Here you are gone. They know when case mayor. But in the banana young men, military men, you have to be ready. Look at what is happening in Mali, in Burkina Faso, in Guinea. But look at in Nigeria, look at their military. They are crying. Nigerians, man, help us. I'm a Nigerian soldier. Even I'm a corporal, I'm a captain. They are not giving us equipment to look at all these politicians. The equipment of Boko Haram is more than us, our own, more powerful than our own. No? And tomorrow they will go and arrest that person and slaughter him. Instead of military boys, I'm not talking about all these old general, Nigerian military boys. Where are you people? Why can't you do like others? After all, once you sign up to be a military, you sign a debt. You can die at any time. So why not die as a hero? If you will die, why not go and plan? 10 of you can do something, take over power, even in that zoo called Nigeria. I mean, military boys, people, 30 something year old boys. Not all these general. But we see all these people. Eh? Oh, you is complaining. If you complain, they come and kill you. Killing not kill. You die. Die for nothing. Why not die for something? The Western time in Africa is overdue. It's long overdue to be done or to be gone. They should go. I know it is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for Africa. It's not going to be easy. It's just like this Biafra struggle. Do you see what they are doing? What Britain is doing through the caliphate? They will bring this Umsobu. This one will come. This one will come. That is how it is. But that's now. Every advancing country, it started like this. For your information, it will not be a bed of roses. If you want to be a bed of roses, if you want to live a life of bed of roses, let me tell you, you continue being a slave. You continue being slaves and nothing more. Okay? There must be you must, just like a pregnant woman, before putting to bed, the woman must go through labor. That is true. A woman must go through labor. That labor is painful. But after the labor and postnatal issues, now, you know, laughter or wrong. America you see today, you are enjoying today. I'm American citizen. I have a blue passport, American passport. Do you know how long it took them? Wumblings everywhere. Do you know? Do you know how long it took them? They wumbled for almost 100 years. And after it erupted into full I think in 1865 or something. Do you understand? So at that, it doesn't mean that what we are doing that there will be no uh, problems. No, everything will be bed of roses. It's lie, matakwama, it's lie. We must experience all things, and that is what the stage we are in. If we say let us continue now, we don't want peace, we don't want problem. All we want is peace. You don't ask for peace. Peace comes naturally. It's a byproduct. Peace is a byproduct of war and violence. Do you understand? The Europeans fought wars. The Visigoths, German citizens, Visigoths, and all the rest of them. The Vikings of the Northern Hemisphere. Now they have the Vikings as a secret society. But go and study about the Vikings. I mean, it's a cultist in Nigeria. Go and study about the Vikings. These are people that can be warriors, Vikings of the Scandinavia. They tortured the mainland Europeans, let me tell you, because they move like lightnings. The Vikings. All these people, they suffered. They fought wars among themselves until the war bellyful them. Make I talk them like that. German and the Visigoths, when they were Visigoths and the German tribes, they fought wars, until war bellyful. They want to kill themselves into extinction. War bellyful them. They say, oh boy. They say, oh boy. Let us make peace so before we kill ourselves. According to history, they say one time Germans kill about more than 30% of their population in wars. They want to destroy themselves into extinction. You understand? So that is the thing. I am hearing they say. I mean, I'm having a report that noise is coming out. Let me see. Let me check. That noise, there is static noise. Maybe let me see, please, before I continue. Before I continue, let me check. Before my guests today come, let me see. No, but there is no more noise, please. No, no, I'm listening through our app. There is no noise. I think it's gone then. There is no noise, no static noise. So we must continue. So, as I was saying, okay. So, as I was saying, we must emancipate ourselves, not this flag independence. The misery, Africa, I mean, the miserability of Africans is to the advantage, is the reason why Europe is living good life. The misery of Africa is the reason. Look at Niger, where they have about whether, if I'm not mistaken, more than 30% of world uranium comes from Niger. And what is uranium for? To power electricity. Making weapons and mostly to power electricity. Nuclear plant, which if you have, you maintain it, you have 24/7 electricity. Do you understand? But they don't have. They say, according to reports, 70% or more than of Nigerian. They don't have electricity. But they have something that will power electricity, being siphoned by France. And in France, they are living, having 24 hours, 24/7 of electricity. Is this world the balanced world? Jacques Chirac in 2008, he said it. Former French president. He said without Africa, France will be poor. For your information, France is enjoying because of Africa. They are stealing from Africa. A country that is making $500 billion every year from African countries as a Jara. Do you know what is $500 billion? Do you know what it is? Being pumped in a society, in an economy. Do you know what it means? But the people that are giving them all this money, they are languishing in poverty. And the Europeans, they are, where they clap for democracy or election, go and elect. But when the people rise up and say, no, let us change our life, the same Europeans, the same West will come and say, no, remain where you are. You are not going to do it. And for your information, they pass through this. America passed through this violence. How many American presidents were assassinated? I think Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, if I'm not right, if I'm not wrong. John F. Kennedy. Political turmoil. America fought a civil war after independence, about almost 100 years after independence. Wombling. But they got it right because they were charting their own paths. But they don't want us to do our own. That is where these people are wicked and horrible. They don't want us to chart our own path. They want to keep us where they want us to be, so that we become source of raw materials. If they give you have to go and pray and fast for 100 days to get the American visa, so that you go and give testimony that God have answered your prayer for you to get the American visa. Don't you think all these testimonies? Oh, I have American visa. You are hearing it online, on internet. Don't you know that they are watching it? It makes them larger than life. They want you to continue being like that. How many Americans give testimony if they have a Nigerian visa? They will be in their house, and even if they need visa, they will call. They will be begging them to come and take. Just pay your money, come and take, please. You will be saying if in short, I'm no more going on. They say, sir, please go now. Go to Nigeria now. Go, please. They will be begging you to go. If it is you, how will you feel? You will feel that you are God to those people. That is how the Western countries, they feel that they are God to Africans. But we should change this mentality. And that is what is being changed from. That is what we are trying to do. Umale started it. They change direction. You understand? Some people might be saying, and Mali did it. And where are they today? Rome is not built in a day. Do you think that America became a powerful country in one day? I say after the American Revolution in 18th century, nothing works. Problem upon problem, political turmoil, violence, problem for almost 100 years, accumulated into a full-blown civil war, for your information. So it is not it's a process. It's a process. You have to organize the people, and because a country, a nation is a people, the human beings, they are the nation. To organize a human being is not easy. To channel people towards one generation is the hardest thing on earth. Do you understand? That is why whenever we talk about our problems in Biafra land, we talk about religion. Because religion is a means of organization. I don't know, people don't understand this. There is something there. But some people, out of sentiment, they don't understand it. They don't want to understand this. Before you develop a country, before you sanitize a country, you must first of all organize the country to have a focus. We, the Igbos, We are everywhere without direction because we are not organized. There is nothing that organized us. The religion they brought that should be an organizing factor, it become a divisive factor to us in our land. This one say I'm Jehovah's Witness. This one is a Catholic. This one will not agree. This one. This one. After all, Jesus say he come to bring a problem in the world, in families, and they started with in Igbo land. A brought of problems. So, what am I trying to say? Whenever we are talking about building a nation, that the main problem we are having is religion. People don't want to understand because before you look at, let me give you an example. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he was on A from the early time, people were listening, aren't we? People were listening right from onset. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't stop there. He started first of all by organization. When he will open line, and when you call, where are you calling from? Oh, I'm calling from Cyprus. Do you have a family there? IPOB family? No. That is why I call you. How can I? There is no family here. He said, start one. That is organization. Making we focusing on Biafra restoration. That is the focus. Focus. Do you see where religion comes in to play a devastating role in our land? That is why we always point there. Because the way we are structured in religion, we become inorganizable. Are you we become inorganizable. Choosing we say, Bible say don't have a communion with the unbelievers, Gentiles. Who is he calling Gentiles? His mother or his father that is not going to the same church with. Do you see that? Me to know more. This one we say no. I'm Jehovah's Witness. Don't I don't. You're in the forest. On the forest. I don't want to come to your midst. This one, disorganization. So how can we agree? Two can never work together unless they agree. That is why we always talk about religion as a divisive factor that is inhibiting our progress as a people because it brought division. Are you now understanding it? Without organization, we go nowhere. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started by painfully organizing families everywhere. Oh yeah, organized family everywhere around the world. If you call, oh yeah, where are you calling from? From Benin Republic. Organize a family there. That is organization. Now, all these whole IPOB families all over the world, we have a common focus. The focus is what? Biafra restoration through the structure of IPOB. Do you see that? With Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just talking on radio, no family formation, nothing, no structure. It will be just like a comedian, entertaining people. Because everybody will listen. You will listen and call and laugh and say, nah, write down, man. As some people might say, nah, write down, man. I'm enjoying your speech. If you listen, finish, you go and go your work. No organization, no family, nothing. Now, how do you think we would have achieved what we are looking for without organization? Do you see why we are always calling on religion? Are you on now? Because religion be into pieces. Religion that's supposed to be a uniting factor in Agota is supposed to be a uniting factor. Where somebody say A, everybody say A. But in our land, it's not like that. Children have their own. Catholic have their own. Anglican they receive different orders from different people. And they divided us into pieces. They made us unorganizable or inorganizable. That is why we make this Biafra restoration as our religion, so that it will be it is our uniting factor, our focus, so that whatever may happen, we have a structure. We say, IPOB, one family. Do you see that? It doesn't matter whether you are choosing, whether you are Gomo, whether you are Gomad, whether you are iron worshiper, you are heaven worshiper. You leave it aside and say IPOB is a one family. That is where we are heading, our focus. Do you see that? Now, a rebel leader, a politician, he have agreed to be used by America. Do you understand? Because America, they are now, the West, they are now seeing how Africans are firing Tinubu. How Africans are firing Tinubu. You know, real fire. And the West are, and in ECOWAS, every country is firing their president in West Africa in order to make sure that look, if on a go Niger, there will be problem here. So America now, the West, they are very smart. They are now seeing that African population is coming down. You know, they are rising up. They will not allow their presidents to do this job. So they want a willing tool in Niger Republic, so that people will no more talk about their presidents, ECOWAS presidents. Because any country that go to war with Niger is in Nigeria, there will be problems everywhere in Nigeria. The Hausas, the Nigerian Hausas will not allow Tinubu to go to Niger and be slaughtering their brothers and sisters. No? Do you understand? If Ghana go to war, send their military, the Ghana population are against them. You see it. But that is why now America, they are trying to raise somebody, scavenging for somebody, a willing tool in Niger, in order to do their bidding. They will sponsor the same way they did in Ukraine. Do you know that in Ukraine 2014 they did is it that Orange Revolution, where American backed people, the America backed the people to remove democratically elected president. Is it the military junta? No, they will bring democracy. Do you see how the world is? Let me stop some stuff, but within short time I will bounce back, because there are things I'm regulating detected where. So, but we must continue. I will go into a few minutes break so that I will bring in the European representative Mazi to address Biafra today. Please do not go away. I will be right back.
Corruption. Are saying out of Africa, 50 billion gets out of the continent from corruption. The question I have is, why has it been so difficult for us as Africans to say enough is enough? How long are we going to keep watching this carnage go on and we say nothing? It goes back to the mind. It goes back to that fear. It goes back to that sense of inferiority. And I go back to the diagnosis I made when I went to Washington, that until we Black people understand that we are suffering from the legacy of colonization, that we are suffering from the legacy of slavery, that while we may have lost the shackles of in our legs and our hands, the shackles of the mind continue. Until we realize that we are a wounded people and we need healing, nothing about our circumstances is going to change. We are sick people. But to be sick, first you must realize and accept that you're sick. How do you go to the doctor if you don't think you're sick? We're not only in the doctor's waiting room on an outpatient basis. We're not even in the hospital in a general ward. As Black people, we are in the intensive care. And we need to realize that. The baby is now born. And her name is the African Continental Free Trade Area. You see, the children of Africa must realize that now we need diapers, we need formula.
Welcome back. As I said, I'm still waiting. They will be joining me in the shortest period of time. But we must continue preaching this gospel, because as I was saying, in this war of exploitation, our detractors, our colonialists. Do you? I say I'll put this. I've prepared this topic: colonialism and neo-colonialism. I want to talk, deeply, a bit about this topic, but it will be one of these days, and it will not be once. It will continue, so that we understand when we talk about colonization, so that we understand what is colonization. English word made things. Yeah, they are you. No, no. English word foreign because it's foreign. So we speak things that if we talk it in our language, if we understand the real meaning, the deep meaning, we shouldn't be even be speaking it. But we say it easily. Oh, we are colonized. We are near colonialism. Do you know what it means for our lives to be controlled by others? You know what it is? People that kept our lives. And you see the colonial going in the streets of our land, and they will see where our ancients gather. Now go for ordinal. Now these colonial masters, we call them colonial masters. Then they will just come and scatter everything just for fun. They don't need. They say, "What are these people doing? Hey, come on, everybody, get out!" Before you know, they may carry our ikenga, everything, bukoroya, one day walk just for fun, because they don't understand our spirituality. They don't understand it, so they see it as absurd. That is, our lives are being run by them, and it is continuing till today. It continues till today. Do you understand? That is what colonialism has caused. They dominated us physically and spiritually, economically, militarily. Anyhow, our mindset, they dominated. Ihe mere anyị, but ihe ukwu mere anyị is a very big conspiracy. People that are, the kings and prince and princesses, we are now relegated. We are now relegated to slaves. Do you know that the king of, Ethiopia once conquered the known world at the old time? Do you know that? Do you know that the river Ganges of India, Ganges, it was named after an Ethiopian king? Do you know that? Do you know that? When Africa before was called known as Ethiopia or Nubia or Abyssinia or Kush. That is Africa. Or Akabulum. That is Africa. They conquered up to India. There are many things, many things. There are many things, but I will bounce back. Honestly speaking, there are many things we need to be revealing. We are now relegated to miserable people. We are now relegated to that laughing stock, world laughing stock. Do you understand me? Prodigal sons and daughters. We are now relegated. And we are not thinking. But this message, do you see? Let me say this. Do you see social media? Do you see social media? That is, let me say, the best thing that could have happened to us as Africans. Social media. Forget about some people that are using it, that is social media is an institution you can learn. You can learn things from social media. And the coming of social media exposes many things, and that is, had it been the West, if they know that it will be like this, they wouldn't have liberalized it. But it's too late. It will never go back again. And that is where Africa is rising. Anything that happens in one place will go viral, will be seen real life everywhere around the world. So we are telling Tinubu to go and invade Niger. He must invade Niger. Oh. Let them stop scavenging for somebody in Niger, one vagabond in Niger that will be used. In the same way they are using a Ukrainian president. That embattled man. Even the Europeans, the West, they are laughing at him from behind. That that man, that's the Ukrainian president, being used. You understand? So, what am I trying to say? Africa, this is our time. This is our time, oh. You understand me? This is African time of renaissance. You know, I am always saying this, that this is our own era of awakening. And there is one thing I'm seeing. You know, we have been laughing so-called the Francophone Africa. But let me tell you, they are rising up. Look at Ghana. Look at Nigeria. Been playing puppets in the hands of European. Look at Nigeria. This thing, at least Mali now is really independent. I read that even Burkina Faso is trying to gather trying to make their own money. They call Faso. But Nigeria is still there, puppeting, because the caliphate is being favored by Britain in order to use it to destroy black race. They thought that they are destroying Biafra. No. We must come up. We must liberate. We must get liberated. What they are using, Nigeria is a failure. Is a failure to Africa. Africa should know this. If you are hearing my voice, even if you are not a Nigerian, you are an African, but whether you are Black American, know that Nigeria is a failure. That, you know, Britain is using Nigeria in order to put Africa backwards. Do you understand? Tinubu is trying to go and rescue one man, Mohamed Bazoum of Niger, democracy. Whereas Boko Haram have been there in Nigeria since 2000. Have been there. How many years today? They are not. Nigerian life don't matter, but one person's life is what matters to him. Don't we have shame? Do you see when Trump, one American citizen, being kidnapped from Niger down to the northern Nigeria, he mobilized millions of dollars worth of equipments and human beings in order to rescue one American citizen. But in Nigeria, lives don't matter at all. It's very cheap now. They position everybody to continue pursuing God they did not see to be solution to their problem. Eh? Whereas we have military officials that are supposed to, rise up, military boys that are supposed to organize themselves and rise up and go and do something, whether, kawas are everywhere, so that to remove all these European puppets. This is one thing Gideon Oka wanted to do. Gideon Oka wanted to do this. When he tried to take over power from Babangida, Gideon Oka tried to do, he tried to organize a coup, military takeover, to liberate everybody. But he's still one of the people that, brought back, sabotage the whole thing. Ike Wachuku, you are seeing. Ike Wachuku. That time, I think Babangida ran into his destiny and locked door. So they surrounded him virtually. Is Ike Wachuku still a half Igbo man? Omar Sanda. Here, man, honestly speaking. It is Africa, it is now or never. I say it is now or never. we should at least be ashamed of this stigma of poverty. Of when you see, imagine you watching, you and your foreign, wherever you are, in Italy, in America, in Australia, in Canada, you are watching television, a news, and they are showing black people that are dying in deserts to go to Europe, that are dying in Mediterranean Sea, corpses of blacks, and you are with your white friends watching. How do you feel? Don't you feel ashamed? You know, we want that shame to, to transform into holy anger, so that to do something, for you to start doing something. You understand me? That is what we are trying to provoke here on Radio Biafra. Not only that shame that you encounter while watching with your white friends or white family, and you are seeing corpses of black people being removed. I mean, from Mediterranean Sea. Why they are going? They say, these are poor Africans. Now, as you that marry, as your wife, a white person, he will be looking at you that count yourself lucky. Look at your brothers. It doesn't matter which country they come from. So that shame is what we want to be transformed into righteous indignation, so that you start doing something to liberate ourselves. Therefore, without taking any much time, again, I'm going to hand over the platform to Mazi Abanyim, the European representative. Mazi, please welcome to the program with your group. Over to you, please. Go on.
Thank you, Mazi Jonathan. Thank you so much. Good evening, Biafrans all over the world. Good evening, good afternoon, and good night to some of you, depending on your time zone, your location. Good evening, Biafrans in Europe. My name is Mazi Abanyim. I am the European representative of indigenous people of Biafra. I come from Ami Kechuku. Ami Kechuku is in Biafra, in all the province of Biafra land. So it is always a great pleasure to come to Radio Biafra once in a while to enlighten our people, to inform them, and to keep them abreast of what is going on in our struggle. Because information, they say, is power. And from that information, you gain knowledge. And knowledge gives you understanding. We found it very, very absolutely necessary. It has become imperative that we come on Radio Biafra to inform our people as to where we stand in our struggle for freedom. But before I go ahead, I would like to say one or two prayers to our people in Biafra land, especially the ESN and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is our supreme leader. I want to pray that Chukwu Okabiyama will continue to sustain him wherever he is. He has committed no crime known to law. That is obvious before the court and before every person in that contraption called Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an innocent man, a prisoner of conscience. And because Chukwu Okabiyama is with him, those who are holding him have brought calamity upon themselves. Look at what is going on in the zoo since our leader was illegally abducted from Kenya, extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, and locked up in a solitary confinement at the DSS dungeon in Abuja. Nigeria will continue to see calamity. They will never know peace until the innocent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released unconditionally and very soon. And those who have a hand in what happened to him, none of them shall live to see Biafra restored. That is what we stand for. Because Biafra is a spirit. You better go and ask those who have tried all their best, all their possible best to see if they can manage to collapse this struggle. But to their nightmare, it has become an impossible task. We have come to Radio Biafra to pray for ESN as well. ESN is our last line of defense. Our leader called them the finest of the finest army we have in this world, because they are fighting for ideology and not for money. Therefore, Chukwu Okabia will continue to sustain them, give them victory in every action they take to protect our land and people. Chukwu Okabia will also continue to protect the leadership that he put in place. It is obvious that he has transferred that anointing that he gave to Mazi Nnamdi to the present leadership. And that's why whatever we do prospers. That's why we have been indomitable. That's why we have been consistent and unperturbed in the pursuit for our freedom. We pray for Mazi Chike Doziem, who is the head of directorate, and those who are working closely to him, that Chukwu Abiyama will continue to shower them with more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but most important, to be their shield and fortress. In the name of Chukwu Abiyama, I have prayed. Say, I want to also go ahead to inform our people, or to remind our people, that Nnamdi Kanu, from the onset, from the inception of this struggle, has made it clear that Radio Biafra is our only source of undiluted information. It's a place where we worship. But in recent days, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted, many have abandoned this platform. And that is why some of them have fallen into the hands of the enemy, because Radio Biafra is a hallowed platform. It is where you get knowledge, it is where you get understanding, and where you see the light. Because what you see everywhere now is darkness in that geological republic, because the absence of light is where you see darkness. So those who have abandoned Radio Biafra are wallowing in ignorance, in darkness, and that is why some of them will tell you that they are confused. And that's why some of them will go out of their way to follow somebody who has never been a member of IPOB and who will never be a member of IPOB, and will suffer a hired agent from the zoo called Nigeria to come and disrupt what we are doing. A hired agent who came from the back door to see if he can gain access to the leadership of this struggle, that they may hijack it. But as God may have it, they have failed woefully, and they will continue to fail. We have come to tell Biafrans that Radio Biafra is the light. It is the light unto your feet and the lamp unto your path, according to Psalm 119, for those of you who are Christians. Psalm 119 says that. So if you miss Radio Biafra, you will be wallowing in darkness. This is where we worship. So I want to use this medium to encourage our people. Those who are rushing to Facebook or YouTube to go and get their information, bear in mind that most of the channels where you go, what you hear there are the things that are bringing confusion to your head. Because those guys who are, there, some of them are there to make money. So they have to tell you what you want to hear. And by hearing, you become corrupt, you become confused. Come to Radio Biafra and get undiluted truth to help you understand and digest where we stand in this struggle and where we are heading to. Mazi Chinas Anworu comes on Radio Biafra to give you information, undiluted information as to what is happening in Biafra land. Mazi Chike Doziem, the head of the directorate, do come to Radio Biafra to make important announcements. Once in a while, Lola Uche Kanu, the wife of our leader, also comes on Radio Biafra to address Biafrans. And whenever she speaks the mind of her husband. If you believe and truly believe that you are a follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you do well to listen to these people. And as we have come to this platform to speak, we are speaking the mind of the leader of this struggle. So therefore, we want Biafrans to be aware that there is fire on the mountain. The recent happenings in the struggle is self-explanatory. They have closed our account in Germany and turned around to point fingers on Chike Doziem and the rest of us. They closed the account in America. They turn around to point the fingers on us. But we all, those who are close to this leadership, those who are constantly listening to Radio Biafra, we know the truth. We know that the enemies have come to collapse this struggle by all means possible. First of all, they want to collapse our finances. That is one of the pillars of this struggle. That's why they are frustrating this leadership of funds, so that without funds we cannot run the struggle and everything will collapse. But we are always 7 steps ahead of them. They have also attacked the ESN, which is another pillar of this struggle. They claim that they are ESN themselves. They change their names all the time. They change their titles. They claim to be disciples of Nnamdi Kanu. After being a disciple, you become the prime minister or crime minister, trying to then overthrow the person you're supposed to be following. They made promises to Biafrans that Biafra will be restored in 150 days. Nobody's asking questions. That 150 days has come and gone. They also boasted that they have acquired fighter jets to destroy the zoo called Nigeria. Nobody's asking the question, where did you back the jet? They also boasted of having warship that is going to come and destroy Nigeria. The gullibles keep following sheepishly without asking questions. That's why it is absolutely necessary that you come to Radio Biafra, get enlightenment and get knowledge that the people that we have in our land, we have come to to save them, to protect them, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw this many years before they are beginning to unfold in our own eyes. That's why we are doing what we are doing. We can never turn around to kill the same people we have come to protect. But those who claim to be fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release are the ones killing the same people we have come to protect. Killing poor market women who are coming out on Monday to do their businesses, you kill them. You put a seat at home for 2 weeks so that those who are the peasants who must come every day to make their living, you keep them indoors so that they may starve. This is the height of wickedness. It has nothing to do with a struggle. If releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is what you can achieve by sitting at home, what have you achieved for the past 2 years sitting at home? Nothing, because the Nigerian government doesn't want to know whether you sit at home or not. The pain is only on the Biafran people. Nigeria has no economy, talk less of the economy that you are going to inflict injury on them. When they don't have money, they go and borrow money. They don't care whether the economy is going up or going down. So you cannot keep trying the same thing and getting the same results, and you keep trying the same thing. In this struggle, we have learned to change strategies and make sure we achieve our goal. You can't keep doing the same thing and getting the same result, and you keep doing the same thing. sit at home, sit at home, sit at home, achieve nothing. This particular leadership of IPOB worldwide have changed different strategies to ensure gotten what we want, to ensure that we are going to achieve it, because when you use one strategy and it doesn't work, you have to brainstorm and see what else you can do to make headway. But this is to show you that they have come to steal, to kill, to maim, and to destroy. Their aim is only to collapse this family, to commit atrocities and hang it on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because there's no amount of years you are going to sit at home that will make Nigeria government to do what they don't want to do. But there are many ways to kill a rat, and that's why this leadership is doing what we are doing, which we are not at liberty to tell you in the public. But those who are watching closely will see with their eyes the result of the work of this leadership. They have done everything to make us, they come and they tell them what we have in mind, what our plans are, but that's not going to happen. We remember when our leader bought the transmitter in London, sent it to Biafra land. They started saying he has embezzled our money, there's no transmitter. The pressure became too high. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went and took a picture of where the transmitter is in Biafra land and made it public. A few weeks later, the zoo came and arrested those who live in that house and took that transmitter till today. So for that, we have learned our lesson. There's no amount of pressure that will make us tell you what we want to do. But when you do it, you are going to see it with your eyes. We are not here to play, because many lives have been lost, blood have been shed, millions of us have been killed for this particular freedom, and we are not here to make money with it. We are not here to make money. Some people who call themselves relatives or siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has the mindset of turning this struggle to a franchise. And that is very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad that many people have died in this struggle. Many are still dying on a daily basis. And some people still have the guts to be making money out of the blood of our people. Freedom fighters never fight for money. If you are in this struggle and you are depending on the money you are going to get, or you are placed on salary, then you are not a freedom fighter. Freedom fighters fight for their ideology. They spend their own money, their own hard-earned money, not to embezzle what people are contributing to make sure that this struggle moves forward. So therefore, Biafrans, I will be calling on some of the coordinators who have come with me tonight. They will introduce themselves to you, and they will also say one or two things to let you know where we stand. We are here to tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains our leader, our supreme leader. Mazi Chike remains the head of Directorate of State, deputized by Mazi Zurumi. There is nothing like Biafra government in exile. There is nothing like Prime Minister. There is nothing like Biafra spokesperson. All those nomenclature are the scheme of the enemy to try to see if they can destroy what we are doing. But they have failed woefully, and they will continue to fail. And none of them who has soiled their hands in blood, the blood of our people, shall ever live to see this Biafra restored. In the name of Chukwu Keabiam. Let me call my deputy, Zayuba, to say one or two things before other coordinators will be called upon to speak. Thank you, Biafrans. I will be here standing by as we go ahead. Thank you so much. All hail Biafra. Mazi Zayuba, please, I'm calling upon you to come and speak to our people who are listening attentively tonight regarding why we have come here tonight to this broadcast.
Our European rep, Mazi. Thank you very much. I hope I'm coming out clear from your end.
Yes, Mazi, go ahead. You are coming out clear.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you to our host tonight, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. And greetings to Biafrans all over the world and the IPOB family. Depending on your time zone, I'm greeting you, bringing you good tidings from my location here. My name remains Mazi Zayoba. And by the special grace of Almighty Chukwukabiama, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as the Deputy European Rep, and of course also a member of the Directorate. Thank you so much for coming around this evening to listen to us. Of course, my European Rep have said almost everything. Just to add a little bit spicy in what he has already said. Of course, I will not hesitate to realize the head and the leader of this movement, known as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is now in the DSS dungeon. He was kidnapped in Kenya and extraordinarily renditioned to Nigeria. He's a prisoner of conscience. The Nigerian competent court have discharged and acquitted this man, and Nigeria, that claims to be a democratic country, never ever obey their own rule of law. When the law does not favor them, they intend to bend it, which is exactly what they're doing, aided and are supported by the British. Of course, British are the one doing what they are doing in Nigeria. Nigeria is not a free country. Nigeria is not independent. Nigeria is a contraption. It's a British farm. That's what I call it. British farm. They call it themselves, British call it themselves, a fantastically corrupt country. It wasn't me that said it. It wasn't IPOB. It is British Prime Minister, sitting Prime Minister at the time, David Cameron, called Nigeria a fantastically corrupt country. And at the same time, President of the United States at the time also called Nigeria a shithole. And Nigeria have exhibited all this name in higher places. Of course, we know that Nigeria is a shithole. We are here tonight to reinstate and to reaffirm our solidarity with our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Regardless where they had him, regardless where they are keeping him illegally, after the competent court of Nigeria have discharged and acquitted him, we are solid behind him, standing shoulder to shoulder with him in this Biafra restoration quest or project, if you like. We are not going to back down. We are not going to retreat. We are not going to surrender. We are here to let our people know that every structure that is established by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of this great movement, is still intact and in place. And that's why you are seeing some members of national coordinators across Europe are going to coming out this week to be addressing you. It has started today. And few of them are going to talk after a few minutes. Of course, you know that this will continue because they are coming in badge by badge. We can't have all the national coordinators to speak tonight. So this set of group will speak tonight, and so the other set will come out tomorrow, and the next according to the program. So this to reassure and tell our people, in the absence of Onyendu, in the absence of the attack, in the whole invasion of IPOB family, we want to let our people know that IPOB family are still intact anywhere they're located. It's quite unfortunate that some, disgruntled fellows have fallen apart. Onyendu mentioned 100 men. Also, no but this is the stage where we are now. We are coming here this evening to let our people know that this Biafra and this movement led by Onyendu Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu, the heart of it cannot be allowed to see any corruption. And we are going to protect this Biafra restoration project. We are going to protect Onyendu. And we are letting the Nigerian state and their handlers and the British government know, with or without Onyendu, we are not going to back down, and we are going to restore Biafra in truth and honesty. No corrupt individual will be allowed to see the heart of this movement. You can only try, you will fail. That is a promise. You think when you kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will collapse this movement. You try to install somebody who is never a part of this movement after nearly 10 years of hard work of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You want to introduce an infiltrator, somebody who have never at any given time been a part of this movement. You use your media preponderance in the zoo to eulogize him, to bring his name all over the place, that this is the person in the name of disciple. And today, they are falling on the wayside because they are not meant for this Biafra restoration. They can only make noise wherever they are. They continue to make their noise until we came to their domot to shake hand with him. As a coward, as useless as he is, as a mouth-making basket mouth, he went on a hiding. He never come out to address his fellow Biafrans as he claimed to be. He disappeared. He didn't show up anywhere until we left. He came out today bragging with the military regalia and wearing the helmet that we are using to ride a bicycle here and the motorbike. Using your brain to mess your brain up. Killing our people with impunity. With the sponsor, heavy sponsored. And it's quite unfortunate that Onyendu announced this thing to our people. That Nigeria have mapped out to set out billions of dollars. That many of our people will be buyed. Many of our people will be bought. Many of our people will be deceived. Many of our people will be sent to early grave. Our people refuse to listen. And today it has happened. Pregnant woman being shot in the street of Biafra land. Unborn child baby being killed by these infiltrators. Our children in the schools being pulled up from their schools. Teachers lie down in the open being flogged by the criminals themselves that claim that they are fighting for the same children. How can anyone attribute this kind of criminals to Ipob? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have laid his life for. His parents died in this struggle. And we are here to reaffirm that we are not going to tolerate this. Anybody, any individual, any group involved in intimidating and harassing and killing our people will never be forgiven. We can never forgive them. The same people who come out yesterday accusing Ipob leadership, the same people who came to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the same people who kidnapped him are the ones that are blackmailing Ipob, are the ones that are working so hard to put themselves in the position of the leadership. Everything is there in the open for us, for everybody to see. The same group of people, until they naked themselves in the open. Even their women, they call themselves Umada Highway. They call themselves different kinds of names. Until the same people naked themselves in the open. Their gangling leader have no shame. He took the nakedness of our woman, an Igbo woman, and posted it on the internet. This is something that our people don't know. He claimed to be fighting for Biafra. And he took the nakedness of a mother that has children, that has a husband, that is, and put the picture of the nakedness of our mother in the open. And killed a pregnant woman with unborn baby. on the street of Biafra land. They want to use him to hijack the movement. Him and his group, and they claim the so-called, he called himself special counsel. They plan them in layers. These infiltrators and criminals are being put in layers. In layers. You deal with this one, another set will come out. You deal with this one, another set will come out. We will continue also to deal with them until the fizzle away Biafra restored Mazi Nnamdi Kanu released. We are not going to get tired. But Onyendu told us to prepare. A day like this will come. And if he wants them, it will take them 150 years to take down this structure of IPOB. It doesn't matter how many we are. The freeware we are, the resolute and fierce we are becoming. We are not going to let our people to be intimidated again. We are not going to be a sacrificial lamb. We are not going to allow Igbo land. We are not going to allow coastal region of Biafra land to be a sacrificial lamb for Nigerian states. British for 110 years now. British has contributed nothing to the development of Nigeria till today. And we are using this opportunity to let our people know there is a wave of revolution going around in Africa now. Every Biafran youth must stand up. We have called off the sit at home. They want to demonize the sit at home. And this is why we started shouting to our people, if you don't follow the instruction of the leadership, this is what will become of you. In every organization, there is a structure and there is a leader in that organization. If you start going against the structure, then everything will become messy. And this is what we have warned our people. You don't go and begin to believe somebody who is not a part of the movement. That means if you have fallen this low, that means there's need of us fight restoration. Because we don't want to restore Biafra that will restore tomorrow. And after we have gone, which Onyendu have said, this time we are here, there will be no one like us. After we have gone, you will wish we live forever. We don't want to live with Biafra restored and you will hand it back to the criminals and to the Westerners that have rendered the Biafra land asunder. No infrastructure, no development, no road, no water, no electricity, no school, no security. They want to make our land a desolate area. They want to make our land uncomfortable for our youth, so they will be running out every blessed day. Come down here in Europe and see thousands of Biafran youth running away from Nigeria because they've been hunted down. This is what Nigeria state, this is what the British want. Make Biafra land ungovernable so that the youth will run away. So they will use our land and do as they wish. And that is the reason why they employ this criminal that based in Finland, that is actually decided to wage war at his own doorstep. Nobody, no sane man, no reasonable person will declare a war in his own house. It doesn't happen. You go outside and declare the war and save your house. You don't bring war to your own inside house. It doesn't happen anywhere. This is the reason why they employ this criminal, this small boy that based in Finland. If the hand of government are not into what he's doing, all the call that we have made to the Finnish government, the investigation they have run on him, and they have confirmed that this guy is a criminal, they decided to lay low because Nigerian government is using them. Also have paid the Finnish government to protect this criminal to continue his killings in our own land. Not in Nigerian states, not to the Nigerian police and military, but to our own land. We have come here to let you know that whatever that guy is doing, whatever him and his group is doing, whatever him and his lawyer that is going to the heart of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, getting out some information, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will think that he's talking to somebody. He doesn't know that information is given is going to the hand of this man. And this guy will be coming on the television, on the radio, on the TV, on the internet, and dancing, drinking Hennessy. And he's fighting for your Biafra liberation. We are letting you know there is only one IPOB led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Anything else is fraud. Our people, you must know how to follow instruction. This is why British fragmented Biafra land. They give all the place they call the South that does not exist in any cardinal point. We are asking the British, where is your own South in Britain? Can you point out where is South? And today they are laying a pipeline from Biafra land to Niger Republic. One of the things that is causing the problem today in Niger. This is what the British are doing. Laying a pipeline illegally without the consultation. Before you lay a pipeline here, anywhere in Europe here, you will consult the entire community. It will be debated by the people themselves that the pipeline will be laid through this community. But this thing is happening in our community. Rather, they will wage war. They will instigate violence in that community, and they will chase our people out from that community. They will start their illegal mining. We are letting our people know that we are here to protect you, not to kill you. The sit-at-home has been suspended. We suspend it, and we call it in whenever it's necessary. Anybody using this to fool you, that is at your own detriment. Learn how to follow instruction and directive. This is how we will protect our land. They said these are the mantras they use to destroy our society, so that nobody will listen to anybody. There will be no leader. There will be nobody directing anybody. And we have come to amend that. We have come to correct that. This is why you see them. They have waged war into the finance of IPOB. They kidnapped Onyendu immediately. They started the wage war against this movement and the IPOB leadership. From the leadership himself, to the head of directorate, to the IPOB finance, to everything, even to the sit-at-home that we've been using for May 30th to honor our fallen heroes. Look at what this criminal is doing with it to destroy our land, to destroy our economy, to destroy our people. And they now want to demonize it, so that anytime you hear it at
Mazi, are you still there? It seems that we have lost you. Mazi, we have lost you. Unmute yourself.
Yes, Mazi. Okay, let me just summarize, please, if you can hear me. Yes, let me summarize just in just 50 seconds, please. This information that is coming to me now is about our community called Ezike in Enugu. There is a plan, a grand plan, that Fulanis are coming to attack that community. Please, our people in Enugu should be at alert. This is one of the states this infiltrator have taken hostage in the last couple of months now. These criminals have taken hostage of one part, some areas in Enugu. Please, our people in Enugu should listen and follow IPOB leadership. led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is where our leader's wife have come and addressed our people. Please, this is for your own safety. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he wants Biafra land to become this leadership that he established also in the same token as saying that we want Biafra land to become. We want you to live. We are here to protect you, not to kill you. Don't let anybody outside IPOB. These are government agents. We are coming here to let you know that we are the real IPOB. We are the leaders of IPOB. Please, our people in Enugu should take note. And also there is an information coming that 1,000 hectares of land has been given away by somebody, Eze. Oh no, Guinea, let me just get it, please. Just 1 second, let me just get it. They call him Eze Onukusigo or something like that. Eze John Onukusigo has given almost 1,000 hectares of land to the Fulani in Owerri for Ruga, Owerri, Imo State. Our land is under siege. Our people need to wake up. We need to stand up with other countries now. The Biafran youth. Stand up now with other youths and defend our land. At least what happened in IPOB now, our people can use it now to identify who are the criminals, who are the sponsors of these criminals. The politicians are involved in it. But however, we have now exposed them. Our people need to know who the enemy is and stand up and fight for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And not only for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for the liberation, for the freedom of our land. Now that every other countries are doing it, we cannot allow our people to be left behind at this critical time. This is why the European IPOB national coordinators, led by Mazi Nnamdi, under the leadership of DOS, are here now to reassure our people that we are solidly behind our leader and we are standing shoulder to shoulder with him in protection of our land. Thank you very much for listening to us. Mazi Nnamdi, I'm giving you back the microphone and good evening from Yandeo.
Mazi, thank you for your excellent rendition. And like I already said at the opening speech, our people will do well to listen to us tonight because many, many more information is coming to educate them, to enlighten them, and to make them fit and ready for what is coming. Mazi, thank you so much, my deputy. Let me call on Mazi Nnamdi, our coordinator in Austria. Mazi Nnamdi, please come up and address Biafrans.
Ndewo Mazi Abanyim. Ndewo Mazi Jonathan Chinedu for inviting us today broadcast. Greetings to Biafrans all over the world. Greetings to IPOB Austria. My greetings to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And also my greetings to our DOS. My name is Nnamdi Kingsley Onwumere. I serve indigenous people of Biafra as a IPOB Austria National Coordinator. We are here today, this evening, to inform Biafrans all over the world that we Biafrans in Austria and in that we are still stand strong behind our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the leadership which he put on the ground, doctorate of state, the leadership of the IPOB. We stand strong behind them and our leadership, Mazi Edoziem. We have faced so many things since our leader was rendition from Kenya to zoo called Nigeria. We have fought many battles because we know from day one that such a thing will happen the moment they rendition our leader. Because we have seen this thing before 2015 when our leader was kidnapped, was arrested in Lagos. We know what happened. And we know the moment they hold our leader, they will come again with the same strategy they use. So I want to inform Biafrans all over the world, especially Biafrans in Austria, that IPOB in Austria, that we are still strong and maintaining the structure of our leader, which we keep on the ground. We are not shaking. We are committed and focused. Though during the COVID-19, we have some people that joined our struggle. When our leader was rendition, so many things happen, and those ones they fall by the side. But the main committed ones, from day one, we are not shaking. We are still stand our stand in the movement of Biafran restoration. IPOB Austria, we never lose focus. We maintain the structure of IPOB, structure of our leader. Keep on the ground here. We never lose focus. So many things have happened among our people in all over the world, in different families. But I want to inform Biafrans that those people that fall by the side, they are not made for this struggle. They are not made for this struggle. Those committed ones, those that are called by Chukwuokike Abiyama for the station of Biafra, they are still committed, strong. We never lose focus. Our leader opened our radio. We know the reason. Because information is the power. We live in a Western world. We understand the importance of information. We never have such a thing in our land before. We never have a place that Biafrans can come together and gather to hear the gospel of Biafra, to speak about things that are concerning us. And that is the reason why our leader opened the radio. And that is where we get information concerning Biafran struggle, concerning whatever that is happening. That is where we get every information. And in IPOB Austria, we understand this key point that is very, very important. We listen to Radio Biafra, no matter what happens, because that is where we get that is where we get authentic information about what is going on in this struggle. Because the moment they rendition our leader, the Zoo Nigerian bring a lot of money, pump money outside to spread a lot of fake information, bring a lot of people outside social media to confusing people so that people will lose focus. But we understand the importance of Radio Biafra because this is something we call our own. That is where we get the information. And that is why we never lose focus. And that is why we committed. Because that is where all the whole information, both leadership of this struggle, whatever we need to know going on at any time, you can get it on Radio Biafra. But our leader's wife, that is where she give her own information. She didn't go to any other radio. It's on Radio Biafra. But so many of our people neglect this radio, trying to find out so many information from social media, and that is why many of them are confused. That is why many of them lose distracted because of they start hearing from and sometimes they don't understand that those people they are listening, they are agents of the zoo. That is why they bring them out to bring a lot of fake information to bring a sweet talk that will make our people lose focus. But we understand all this strategy. That is why from day one we never shake. Those ones that fall by the side, they are the ones that they are weak one among us, and those ones that come during the COVID-19, they don't understand exactly what is going on. And then because they still have the mindset of the zoo. But our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have already informed us, have already prepared our mind from day one ahead of this thing that is happening this time around. He already prepared our mind to be focused, to be mentally tough. And without that, we cannot be able to achieve this Biafran struggle we are going through. Because we cannot have the same mindset of the Nigeria. We can never have this mindset of colonial mentality to enter a new Biafra. You must prepare your mind. You must change your your thinking. Understand what is going on. Critical thinking. Because in one world, we live where there is a law, without discipline, without a proper organized. We cannot be able to achieve what we are doing. We cannot be able to face a criminal gang up, a mafian country like Nigeria, where all the whole mafian around the world, they are hustling. Nigeria is a hustling ground for mafians all over the world. If you don't know it, all over the world, all criminals from around the world, from Romania, go and check one of the richest man is a mafia. They are all in Nigeria, all over the world. But our brother, Mazi Osinagbanyim, try very hard to organize IPOB, to put IPOB Europe in focus since all this thing is going on. And we never lose any focus. We are committed. The moment they hijack our leader, they kidnap our leader, they focus on our account to destroy IPOB account. They use our head of our finance department, but they couldn't make it. They think maybe when they hold the account, when they deny IPOB that give the fund, the struggle will collapse. But they don't know that we already are prepared ahead of them before this. We already prepare ahead. They cannot do anything to stop this struggle because most people that come out for this struggle, we already determine. We know the pains. We know the pains of our people. We have experienced the pains of our people. We already understand what is going on in our land, no matter we are in outside. Because the reason why most of us go outside is not because it's because of the pain, the what we see now, because they have already make our living outside. We are not happy living outside because they say that no place is better than home. But when you look at our home, it's not comfortable to live because they intentionally did it, and British are involved. They are involved in all this thing going on. For example, many people have already understand during this end SARS that British are part of the people that sponsoring SARS, paying for SARS, for organ trafficking. And mostly where main this thing is happening is in Biafran land. They kill our youth, they harvest their organ. They do a lot of out a lot of things that women cannot even imagine in our land. They chase all our youth outside, away, make the land uncomfortable for them, so that they can be able to. Because look, in every group of people around the world, the most important people they protect is their women. The moment they destroy your women, they already destroy that lace. Their women is very, very important. That is why they chase all our men now. Most of our men are outside, full outside. Go to Spain, go to Italy, go to all over Europe, go to Asia. It's not okay. It's not normal. We travel outside, yes, but it's not normal. We leave all our okay. Those are women. Many of them are there. Fulani are letting most of them impregnating them. Make life uncomfortable for our men. Seize all the economy so that they can even use the money to get so many of them, impregnate them. This is part of their strategy. But Biafrans, I want to assure you today that IPOB leadership, leading by Mazi Edosiem, is committed to make sure that our leader come out. And we IPOB all over the world, most IPOB also, I stand behind him that make sure that our leader will surely come out in not distant time. Sit at home. Our leader have already informed us that sit at home must stop, because that sit at home is the strategy of IPOB to fight the zoo. What they did is to disorganize, to destroy that sit at home. That is the reason why they open every Monday sit at home, every Monday sit at home, to make our people to see that sit at home as unwelcome things in our land, to make it, to destroy it, so that our people will not be happy anytime they mention sit at home. They will be afraid. That is the reason why they make it. Every time they go for fundraising, create fake ESN, so that our people will hate. Whenever they hear ESN, they will hate it. They will hate ESN. But ESN purposely established our leader to protect our land, protect our mothers in the farm. But the moment they rendition our leader, they hold our leader, all those strategic points, they focus on that to destroy it. Our radio, our ESN, our IPOB leadership, the pillar of the struggle. They send all infiltrators in all our families. But all those things have come, they have come because they couldn't achieve the purpose of establishing them. All the money Zoo have spent on them have gone because we are mentally prepared. Our leader have mentally prepared us already before this time coming. We know it will come. I know it will affect us, but we still stand strong and we are not checking. Ebelima cannot do anything. We know him in Austria. We know him because of in 2008, during the lockdown, when we lost one of our brother here in Austria. That was the first time we have a contact with this Ebelima. All Ebelima focus is to fundraising. That time he started telling us to make fundraising for our brother. We tell him, no, we don't need it. We should go. You stop. We don't need any fundraising for our brother. We can do it on our own. We don't need anything. We are surprised. How can we use our brother death to be making fundraising? That time we know, oh, this guy only focusing in fundraising, because anything fundraising, we didn't allow him to continue with that fundraising. I say, no, we don't need that. We can take care of our brother without making it public to the world. And he couldn't go on because we didn't give him a chance to go on. And we do everything on our own. Our brother go home in perfect peace and was buried. Now they recruit him again in different. They use him in different strategies, but all the plans they use him have already gone. It doesn't work because we know him from day one. It's only weak-minded people that that fall for his own rubbish talk, because what is he talking that we never hear? What is he going to say that we never hear? Because our leader have already informed us in everything we need to know. We already prepared our mind in whatever we are going to do. And we have our leadership that we need to be focused. Because in every movement like this, the leadership is very, very important. Because without leadership, without a leadership, we cannot achieve anything. Without a leadership that leading us, directing us, to tell us to stop at the time we need to stop, and tell us to go at the time we need to go. Without all these things on the ground, we cannot achieve anything. So Biafrans all over the world, I want to inform you, I want to assure you that we need to be strong and be focused in this struggle. Listen to Radio Biafra. It's very, very important. Radio Biafra is very, very important, because that is where we inform our people what is going on. That is where we inform our people. Believe me, because this is our own. We spend our money to make sure that Radio Biafra is on the air. We contributed for every month for Radio Biafra to make sure that Radio Biafra is on the air. We spend our money. We don't take. We spend our own. We are not coming for Biafra to raise fund, to make fun for our own good. No, we are making fund. We are giving our own money to make sure that Biafran struggle is going on and the Radio Biafra is on the air, because the information is very, very important. So Biafrans, listen to our IPOB leader and listen to our Radio Biafra. Is very, very important. I will stop here for now, so that I give other Biafrans a chance to speak. Jonathan, thank you, Mazi Abanim, for this opportunity you give me. I'll stand by for any other announcement. Thank you.
And there were my young woman. Thank you for the eloquent rendition. Like I said, our people are going to be glad that they are listening to this broadcast tonight, because it is one of a kind. Without wasting much of our time, I will be calling the next person on the line, which is Chief Knight Nwokoro. Chief Knight Nwokoro is our coordinator in the United Kingdom. Please come and take the floor and make it snappy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, my able leader, Onishi Mazi Abanim. Thank you, Mazi Chinedu Jonathan, for your continuing wonderful work of information, dissemination, education, and enlightenment on Radio Biafra. A very good evening from here, the heartland of the United Kingdom. I bring each and every one of us heavenly greetings. I say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on your time zone, wherever you're listening from. Ezigbo Chineke, faithful Biafrans, friends of Biafra who listen to Radio Biafra, and lovers of freedom all over the world. My names are Ikechukwu Nice Nwokoro. I hail from Onitsha-Iri Ezinihite, Wara province in Biafra land, serving the wonderful people of Biafra as the national coordinator in the United Kingdom. It's an honor and privilege to be here tonight at this momentous occasion to address certain silent points. I must acknowledge those who spoke before me. Mazi, a young woman from us, our Deputy European Rep, Mazi Azaya Oba from Republic of Ireland, for the wonderful insight they've already shown. I'll try to not to repeat what they have said, and I also try to focus on development in the United Kingdom. Before then, I'll join in heavenly supplication to Chukwuka Abiyama for our amiable leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his family, his wife and children especially. I pray for angelic protection and divine provisions in this end time of tribulations and temptation. I also join in prayer petitions to our gallant men and women of the ESN and for all Biafrans, especially those who are in Biafra land, suffering from economic, political, and other forms of hardship imposed by the wicked Janjaweed regime in the Zoological Republic called Nigeria. My sincerest appreciation goes to my UK family, my cabinet, my able deputy, national officers, regional coordinators, zonal coordinators, heads of our national working teams, principal officers, and entire UK family for continued unalloyed support and cooperation. Appreciate you and I love you all. Please do not relent. I'm here on your behalf tonight to reaffirm the UK family's loyalty, solidarity to the leadership our leaders under the able leadership of HOD Mazi Chika and all through the hierarchy of IPOB worldwide, including my own boss, Mazi Abanyam. We do not recognize any imposter parading as Biafra spokesperson. As said earlier on, there is nothing like Biafra government in SI. Anyone parading himself with the designation of a prime minister of a certain non-existent government in SI is only a crime minister. And we want to reiterate that this struggle is about the life of great men and women who have paid the ultimate price. It's about blood, sweat, and water. And it's not something to be taken for a ride or a joke, as we have seen the criminal in Finland playing with our sovereignty, playing with our dignity, making caricature on social media with what this struggle stands for. And we say enough is enough. That joke must come to an end. Yoruba people say, joke na joke, joke na person name. And enough is enough. I also want to talk a little bit, I know my colleagues mentioned them, about infiltration and detraction, all we have suffered, especially since the criminal kidnapping of our leader and the extraordinary rendition. I don't want to reiterate that, but I want to pinpoint a particular issue here that concerns the United Kingdom family. We have been well aware of unrelenting detractions and infiltration attacks from people who supposedly are close, including family members of our great leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, targeting the United Kingdom family. We know for sure that these threats are dead on arrival because we remain formidable and focused on our drug goal of Ahmadike's long overdue unconditional release and full restoration of Biafra. We'll continue to maintain the push for Onyendu's release and Biafra independence through the most peaceful route of referendum. And as our European rep said, there is a lot of work we are doing behind the scene, which we are not allowed to divulge any details of, but the results will speak for themselves. I want to vehemently condemn the attempts by certain elements who deceive people using the hallowed name of IPOB. And in particular, I want to speak unequivocally about the activities of one Kingsley Kanu, also known as Kanunta, and Nnamdi, who is, or should I say was, the head of finance of IPOB, who continue to use their stooges, mainly people who have been expelled from this struggle because of their unfaithfulness, to create confusion and defraud unsuspecting members of the public and people who want to support us. This is totally unacceptable. I want to plead with the leadership to take once and for all decisive action about the activities of these elements. They have continued to illegally solicit for funds in the name of raising funds for our struggle. They hold kangaroo meetings with these renegades, encouraging insubordination, which is a capital offense in any revolutionary movement. Though their membership is just a handful, about 6-7 people from our intelligence on them. But the nuisance they are creating, especially online, by sending false information, by spreading disinformation amongst our families and members, must be curbed. Kanunta is not a member of IPOB in the United Kingdom. Nnamdi is not a member of IPOB in the United Kingdom. Why they will continue to disobey all the rules of the book in the United Kingdom, beggars believe. I don't want to go too much into detail, but this is something that is unacceptable in the UK. We have intelligently monitored them and fired leadership, and it's high time decisive action is taken to stop this, because enough is enough. We also want to reiterate that part of the disinformation going on within our struggle is, is a well-orchestrated, well-funded machinery, which the Zulu government pays hundreds of millions of US dollars to finance, ensuring that they penetrate key information platforms to paint IPOB in the bad light, to try to convince the world that we are who we are not. They tried it with the BBC. Last year we fought, a monumental battle with the BBC, and we are winning, or should I say, we have won, to dispel their disinformation. But Zoo will not give up. Instead of spending money to develop places, to create jobs, to solve the socio-economic problems of the land, which if had been listened to when Major General Effiong handed over the remnants of our territory after the genocide they called civil war. He warned them that if they don't take care of Biafrans and children of Biafra, a time will come when the new generation will rise to ask the same question that led to our insurrection in the first place. And that is exactly what happened. But instead of ZEU to invest in human capital development and other infrastructural development, they prefer to send capital flights, send the money overseas, to use it to bribe the West, Britain, America, France, and the rest of the criminal code, to keep us down. They are the same game again. They've been doing it here, spending valuable resources that can transform Biafra land on propaganda. One recent issue is the one you can find even on Wikipedia, where it stated there, leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, and then a spokesperson, a non-existent spokesperson position, and one Eberima's name is featured. Somebody was paid to write that junk and infiltrate it into the engine or information engine that is Wikipedia. Our people say, if we continue to allow these little things, little in quotes, happen, they become norm. They become the history. They become the truth in quotes. So it's high time that we march force with force intellectually to debunk every piece of information that is incorrect about Biafra and IPOB. This is a challenge to the leadership, a challenge to the IPOB media warrior team, and the rest of us. It's a collective challenge. It's not just one person or department. Here also in the United Kingdom, we have carried that challenge on head on. We are very focused. We are not, this leadership in the UK hasn't really got time, to be honest, for shenanigans. We've been very laser focused on projects and programs and activities, positive activities that impact meaningfully and gainfully to our struggle, without any disrespect to the rest of the great families all over the world. Our strategic approach here in the UK in the last 1 year and a half is one that the rest of the world should try to emulate and understand how it works. I strongly believe that if all of us replicate and improve on that, we're not saying we are the best, Biafra will come sooner rather than later. So what we are doing, regardless of all these little shenanigans going on here and there, people that are paid, people who are fighting for their stomach infrastructure, people who have no focus, no vision, no direction, thinking that Biafra struggle or Biafra restoration mission is one avenue for aggrandizement or enrichment. We have launched a campaign which we call Release Him Now. Enough is enough. The whole of the United Kingdom, this summer season, the whole of the United Kingdom is being covered with posters of Onyendu, asking the question, why after 2 years, a British national is being held in illegal detention and still Britain turns to this cause? We are asking the question. We have taken the battle to the 368 members of parliament, the British parliament, including even going as far as the devolved government in Scotland and talking. We have engaged them to answer this question. We are going down to school children to conscientize them, to sensitize them, to ask their parents. Some of their parents are these MPs we talk about. They are the mayors, they are the councillors, they are the lawmakers of this country. Such a thing cannot happen in this country to a white Britain. So why is it happening to us? We are also doing the same with our people. This is the season where they go about EDG here, left, right, and center. I'm a very cultural person. I'm a traditional chief. But I've declared to our people that this is not a time for merriment and jamborees. It's a time for deep reflection and action. We are meeting them at the point of their entertainment and merriment. All over UK, starting from this Saturday, where they are doing their Igbo Day in Coventry. We are going to send the message of truth to them and evangelize them and continue to ask the same question which we're asking them. Last year, they said to us, oh, obedient. Peter Obi must be, he's the best. Of course, we know he's the best. Personally, I acknowledge that. But we know that Zoo will do to him what Zoo does. And their declaration was that if they don't give this thing to Peter Obi, Biafra here we come. They have not given it to Peter Obi, even though it was clear that he won it. Would they give it to Peter Obi? Your guess is as good as mine. So my question is, why can't all these people who I do not mean to disrespect anybody, who are really living, who are living the life of lies, who are telling themselves lies by believing that Zoo will be transformed, that there will be a new Nigeria, as if the old Nigeria, of course, the old Nigeria is dead anyway since 2014. What is going on in the Zoo since 2015 is that APC has been conducting a protracted, if you like, a prolonged funeral of Nigeria, which died in 2014. And that is why nothing is working. They bring Buhari, the living one and the dead one, continued no progress. Now they brought Tinubu. We don't know whether it's half alive or half dead. Nothing is working. Because since 2014, Nigeria expired. This country knows it. The whole world knows the truth. They just decided to prolong the funeral. And for 9 years, they are still conducting funeral service. So it's high time that we moved on and march with the truth. Yes, about the revolutionary way of going on in Africa, West Africa in particular, but we must indigenize ours, because the quest for Biafra restoration is not the promotion of military junta, which can never displace democracy. But our quest is a legitimate cause for a restoration via the legal route of plebiscite. Let the people decide what they want, and thereafter let democracy take the order of the day. So we must continue to carry this message to our people, to our friends, to our immediate communities, wherever they are. There is no question for me about whether there is one IPOB or not. There is only one IPOB, the whole world knows it. There is no question about who is the leader of IPOB. They know the truth. Forget about the fabrications. I haven't got time for that. I am hitting the head at the nail at the pertinent issues and the questions that we must ask, and the authorities that we must speak through to get the answers we need. Today, not tomorrow. I'm glad that these developments are going on. The whole world now knows who the real terrorists are. The whole world now understands that the ruling rogue regime at the APC in Nigeria is the real terrorist. Asari Dokubo, the Greek pig, has confessed inadvertently by his own mouth that all the stories about the so-called unknown gunmen, which they were using to tag IPOB bad name to try to label us terrorists, is a contrast between his illegal militia group, Killer Squad, and the ruling Fulani government of Zoo. And that contract has been renewed by this new illegitimate government. So the great Biafrans, friends of Biafra, lovers of freedom, my message is that you cannot supplant good with evil. You cannot duplicate what is good with evil. And that's what is happening with even Eberima. In every revolutionary movement, go and do your research, even the ANC and the rest, there was always an attempt by the imperialists or the slave masters or those who benefit from that bad system to duplicate that revolutionary movement. So personally, I'm not surprised that we are encountering people like Eberima and their allies. We will encounter more. That's why we must remain resolute, stay sure, and firm focus on what we are doing. I thank every one of us once again. I don't want to take too much of our time at this stage, but if there are questions or comments that will warrant my coming in, it'll be my honor and pleasure to chip in again. Lastly, I also want to emphasize on the importance of great positive media presence. I cannot appreciate and love enough the wonderful work Radio Biafra is doing. That work must be complemented by the television version of our platform. And that's where the BTV comes in. I know that we are working hard to get BTV on stream in no distant time. I know the power of television. I worked in television for more than 8 years. So I know for sure that once BTV comes on, the wonderful work Radio Biafra is doing will be magnified, will be amplified. And also all our members continue on social media, match them force by force, whether it's Twitter or now X or any other platform. Show your presence there. Debunk every rubbish they say. Be polite, but be very, very structured. Have your facts and figures and dismantle all their lies. Thank you very much once again. Ndewo Chineke.
There were Chief Knight Nwokoro. You have done justice to tonight's program on a different dimension. You have touched areas that is already untouched tonight. So we are glad, and I'm sure Biafrans are really enjoying tonight's program with all the details and all the information that they need to get prepared for what is coming and what is already on the ground. And like I said at the beginning, information is power, and what we are giving them tonight is that power that they may get prepared for the unforeseen and for all the machinations of our enemies and all the saboteurs that have been did. They can how derail our struggle or destroy what we are doing, but they have failed woefully, and that's why we're here tonight to confirm to Biafrans that they have failed indefinitely, and they will continue to fail as long as this struggle is concerned. Our leader must be released unconditionally and very soon, because we are doing extraordinarily, much work to ensure that this is done as soon as possible. And I'm sure some criminals will also come to claim glory, just like they say, monkey they walk, baboon they shop. That's what they are doing. They are usurpers who have come through the back door in order to see if they can steal, to kill and destroy. But we have come here tonight to strip them naked before the world and to shame them, although they are already shameless, but we continue to shame them until they notice that their nakedness has been exposed. They were watching you have done very well. Let me go forward now to call the next person, which is in the person of Mazi Uda, our national coordinator in Italy. Mazi, please, the floor is yours now. They were watching
I greet everybody. Good evening, fellow Biafrans. My name is Mazi Oda Keke Ugo, the Italian national coordinator. I thank the European rep, the deputy European rep, and Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. I want to go straight to tell you what is going on in Italy. Italy is okay. We don't have any problem with anybody. We don't have duplicate here in Italy. Italy is one family. IPOB is one. We don't have any duplicate in Italy. I still thank all my executive members here in Italy, the coordinators who are with shoulder to shoulder with me here, fighting the evil ones. But I think now in Italy, I think we are good to go. We are okay. We don't have any problem. The only thing I want to emphasize, because you people have said it all. What I want to chip in here is we don't have any shoulder to shoulder with Niger. IPOB worldwide don't have any hand shoulder with Niger. We are IPOB. and we are one family. Anything you don't hear from the rest, we don't hear from Mazi Chinasa, who always do the wonderful job coming to Radio Biafra to analyze what is going on in Biafra land. I don't think you going to Facebook to go and waste your time there instead of wasting your time to come to the meeting and know what is going on. No, Biafrans all over the world. What we are saying here today is to make the threat to emphasize what is going on in all over the world. But Biafra is one. IPOB doesn't have any duplicate. Onyendumazina the Kalu is the head, and it's not debatable. Anybody that is telling you that Mazi Chigos Joseph is not the head or their siblings is in charge, we don't know about them. They are using the money to fight us, which is the money between the debt these people are using to fight Biafrans. Biafrans all over the world. You should ask yourself questions. Where these people are getting this money they are using always. Simon Eber doesn't go out of Finland. Your people should give him this a bet. He normally go to sign something in the city of their Helsinki. He can never leave that Finland. That guy will stay in that one room trying to I'm sorry to call that name here in Radio Biafra, honestly. That Berimadia in Finland trying to see people like Mazi Asayoba said, the helmet we always use here for bicycle. Doing Yahoo on you people said nobody will stand to ask questions. If you want to debate these people, just debate them and ask simple questions. You will see they will remove you. There's even the siblings of Onyendu, debate them and ask them questions, they will remove you immediately. They can't debate any question because they know what they are doing. They know the truth. So Biafrans all over the world, I just want to make my own very shortly. We are good to go here in Italy. Italy has no problem. And I thank all my coordinators here in Italy who are doing wonderfully well to fight the evil they have brought to us in these 2 years. 2 years, I still want to thank all the whole IPOB members all over the world. You see these 2 years, all the whole hardcores who stand firm to fight this mess, this fight we are fighting today. You people is the hardcores. You people knows what is really going on. You people is that 100 men Onyendi is talking about. 100 men is not when you count and reach 100, you will stop. Onyendi know what he meant by saying 100 men. I thank you all over the world, Biafrans, and I wish you all the best, and we will keep on fighting. Onye na-agba na-agba ribo na-aga, ọ na-ezu ike. Ndewo n'ụmụ Chineke. Maazị Agbanyem, I will leave it at that. I will stand by. Ndewo Maazị. Ndewo n'ụmụ Chineke.
Ndewo Mazi, you have done very well. Short and simple, and the message has synced. We believe Biafrans have received your contribution tonight as we are moving forward. Like I said, we will be coming every Thursday, group by group from IPOB Europe National Coordinators. We will be here back on Saturday to enlighten our people and to inform them our solidarity, about our solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and this particular DOS of IPOB leadership headed by Mazi Chigedoziem. We are coming here to strengthen our position and renew our allegiance to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who remains our leader wherever he is. We believe that those who are holding him now, they are no more comfortable because calamity is falling upon them by the day. So in order not to waste much time, let me call our brother Mazi Innocent Abapurongu, who is our coordinator in Czech Republic, to come also to address Biafra. Mazi, please, the floor is yours now. Mazi Abapurongu, Deo. As I don't know if you can hear me. Unmute yourself, Mazi. Unmute. Press the unmute and then speak.
Okay,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to extend my greetings to our Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We all are solidly behind him in Czech Republic, as I am the coordinator in Czech. I want to introduce myself. I am from Awo Mama, Awo Olu province. My name is Innocent Ifeanyi Chukwu Abaporong. By the special grace of God, I am serving the indigenous people of Biafra in Czech Republic as the national coordinator. I want to renew my allegiance to the DOS. They are doing wonderfully well. My greetings to Mazi Chika Edoziem. My greetings to Mazi Abanim, the European rep, and all the members of the DOS. I want to start by saying that Czech Republic is intact under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For those of them that wanted to play the ball overhead, they've seen that there's no way they can score the goal. They have tried, but they didn't succeed. Mazi, am I coming out clear?
Yes, go ahead, Mazi. We are hearing you clearly. Go ahead.
Okay. So let me recap. I want to tell the people that are trying to play the ball overhead here in Czech Republic, they've tried so many times, they didn't succeed. I know they will keep trying, but they will never succeed. Czech Republic, as far as I know, we are all under the leadership of IPOB, headed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also the DOS, headed by Mazi Chika Edoziem. For those of us here in Czech that are trying to play the ball overhead to score goal, they did it many times, but they've seen there's no way they can score the goal. Insubordination is a capital offense. Any member of IPOB in Czech Republic that does not go by the rule knows what he or she will face, especially from me, before it gets to the head office. We all are praying for long life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we are praying that he will regain the freedom as soon as possible, because the Nigerian government, they have done their best, or rather, they've done their worst. So people here, some people in Czech Republic, we are bribed to destabilize IPOB in Czech. But they didn't succeed. And they will never succeed. Eperima and his group, they've tried to get IPOB under their foothold, but they didn't succeed, and they will never succeed. The head of finance and all of them, they've done their best, they've done their worst, but Czech Republic, we are not giving in to whatever they are planning. They said 2 heads are better than 1. I also want to thank my deputy, Mazi Miracle Arongo. This guy is wonderfully doing well. Now, let me go straight to the point. Everybody have heard about the confession Asari Dokubo made. All the people, all our brothers and sisters they have killed, are they going to come back? Nowhere. So there is no forgiveness. We will never forgive them. If anybody can, anybody, I am not going to forgive all the people that are connected to the death of my brother Ikonso. I will never forgive them. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our supreme leader, must have to be released unconditionally. Nothing attached to it. The court have set him free so many times, but the federal government of the Fulani have refused to obey the court order, cited by the British government. They will get anybody listening to this radio genocide on Biafra. We have been blessed by God. I want to fall in on his or her where you get the authentic information. You get the information on what is freedom, but which is no other place than Radio Biafra. Greetings to the media world. They are doing great. They are doing marvelously well. Sure, there. So you have to review who you follow before you retweet whatever they have tweeted before. You're following as about I have tweeted and see if you can retweet it or not. Finance, like Mazi Abanim said, the movement. But we are like, I mean, if it is in the Igbo, there is a name they call Nwachine Mere. Nwa Okopane Yirakwa. So these two names, I mean, look at them synonymously. You will see the difference and you see how they connected. IPOB worldwide, there is no derailment. When you block us this way, we go that way. We are 7 foot ahead of them. We are more steps ahead of them. The Nigerian government will never stop. They will never stop to get people to derail us. But remember, all this money they are spending to get IPOB derailed are being gotten from Biafra land. The money is being gotten from Biafra land. There's no other place. There's no other income. Now, the people in Angola, the people in Nigeria, they are killing the Igbo people living in those countries. How do we get them to know that these people are not part of the war that Nigeria is trying to wage against them? It's by tweeting, by disseminating the truth, telling the people what is going on outside Nigeria and inside Nigeria. Look at how they're killing our people every now and then. And Ekperima is there supporting them. This is one of the reasons I said we cannot forgive and we cannot forget. Every person that died because of Ekperima will be noted, and he's going to account for them. Not only Ekperima, all the politicians in Biafra land that are not speaking up, they will have their dues to pay when the time comes. And the time is coming. It's not going to be long. I want to say that the DOS, please, keep it up. Mazi Chinasawol, you're doing a fantastic job. All the members of DOS, they are doing great. But please, I want you all to keep it up. If we look into the DOS very well, some of these people that fall out, they were members of the DOS, including the Accountant General. So, don't leave any stone unturned. if you see the ones that are not playing, dancing to the tune of what we are doing, please, before they sell out, get rid of that person. I want to the DOS. I want to renew my allegiance to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I am in this analysis for the fact that I am still the national coordinator in Czech Republic. All the people, all my members here in Czech Republic, all the family we have, we are under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There's no going back. And if I suspect that anyone is not following us, the person knows how I do my thing. I'm not coming here to say it. I will do this, I will do that. No. That is why most of them say that I am too rigid. Some of them have come in here to hijack the family, but they had no chance. But the people that volunteered to be our media head, their correspondent head, they've seen that the opportunity is not there for them to do what they want, so they left. And most people are saying that I am too rigid in Czech Republic. Yes, I will remain rigid. I even want to be more rigid than I am now. I have no enemy. I have no friend. As long as we are under the IPOB led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are my brother. Whatever the Ekperima is doing, he is not a member of IPOB and he will never be a member. Now, everybody should watch out. So many people are going to fall out. So many. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it before. At a time like this, we will be witnessing things like this. And many more are going to come. Many more are going to come. I think I will stop here. I don't know if I've exceeded the time, but I will give the mic back to Mazi Abanim. I will stand by. If there's any question to ask me, I am here to answer it as long as Czech Republic is concerned. I also want to thank Mazi Chinedu for hosting us. Mazi Chinedu, you are doing a great job. So most of the times that I call, I know the line must have been busy. My line doesn't go through. So most of the time I wanted to talk one or two things, but I doesn't get through. But it's not your fault. I'm not putting the blame on you. Thank you very much for doing the great job. Thank you for doing the good job. Mazi Abanim, I hand over the mic to you now. Thank you, sir.
You have done very well. You've done justice to the program. Biafrans must be glad that we came tonight, and like I said, we will continue to come from time to time, batch by batch, until all the coordinators in Europe have spoken, until they have addressed Biafrans, and especially those in their countries of jurisdiction. We want to use this opportunity to thank those who have listened tonight and pray that the message we have brought tonight will sink and germinate to bear fruit, because that's our own coming up tonight to speak. Also, them to those lions who have come out to see who they are. But before one Biafrans to be warned so that they can be armed against of our enemies who have solely come to turn this struggle into franchise, to enrich themselves upon the blood of Biafrans. And this is unacceptable before God and before man. So we want to close by saying that Chukwuabiam will continue to bless IPOB members worldwide, strengthen those who are honestly and consciously committed into the Biafra project. He will to protect and guide Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his family, especially his Lolo, Kanu. She shall be strengthened, and we know how difficult it is for her, but Chukwuabiama will never abandon his own. Pray for you, Lolo. We pray for your family, pray for IPOB families worldwide, and that Chukwuabiama will continue to sustain each and every one of us. Give us all the enablement to get this Biafra restored as soon as possible, and our leader to be released imminently. That is our prayer, and it is in the name of Chukwuabiama I have prayed it. Say, Mazi Chinedu, we have come to the end of the program for tonight. We are going to come back on Saturday. Thank you so much for hosting us, and thank you for doing the good work. Biafrans are delighted with what you are doing, and all other radio Biafra presenters. Thank you so much, Mazi. They were watching it. All hail Biafra.
Yeah, probably had it.
Yes, we have come to the end of tonight's program. We are going to come back again on Saturday with another batch of national coordinators.
Yes,
in Europe, until all of them have addressed Biafrans. That's our program. Thank you so much.
There were, and all the coordinators that have spoken, we must continue soldiering on because we cannot go back. We have no back to go to. IPOB, the structure of IPOB is working, and we are moving on. Thank you for your renditions and speeches to Biafrans and all lovers of freedom all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, this is where we come to the end of the program. Tomorrow is another day. We must continue doing what we are doing because we have no back to go to. If we stop this, we are all perishing. That is the reality. Therefore, Biafra remains our ideology. Biafra remains our religion. Biafra remains our focus. Therefore, we have to continue. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, it is simply good night.